I'm Ayush.
Oh, hi. Hi, Ayush. It's not your first time.
Can you go in?
Yeah, it's a bit dizzy, but yeah, I can. Okay, got that you are joining this call for the not for the first time, but after so long time. So you just wanted to introduce yourself. That's so great of you.
Okay. So right now I'm working as an intern in one of the companies, and like just got some free time after a long time. So I thought I'll be joining back, looking into what all is going on in the community. That's it.
That's great. That's great. Thanks for joining. Great place to hang out. Definitely. Devarsh, is it your first time as well? You raised your hand.
Hello, hello. My name is Devar Shah, and I am third year undergrad. Now I will transition to my fourth year after few months. So I'm looking for some new contributions. I had joined this community right now, and I had done some contributions to some cloud native apps and all.
Mhm.
So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Uh, Good to hear. Yeah, what you're comfortable with in front end or in back end
Yes, I am.
mostly?
I love to do DevOps engineering.
That's
I'm
great.
more of a DevOps guy, so I love to maintain the CI/CD pipelines. I love to
Mhm.
interact with the GitHub Actions and Docker and Kubernetes, like containers and container orchestration things, like all these things.
Yeah, that's great to hear. There are a lot of things to for you, to do and to
Thank
learn
you.
here. Yeah, thanks for joining. Dham Kirti, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is it your first time as well?
No, it's my second time.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining. I'd say. And is there anyone else whom I am missing? Rex, is it your first time?
No, it's not. I've been to this meeting, I think, just once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a designer, by the way, in case you're meeting me for the first time. I'm primarily a product designer, not an engineer, but I plan to help out with designs and design archaeology here at the 5. So, yeah.
Okay. Great. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Then I think we are set to taking agenda items, right? We have covered everyone else, everyone in who is joining the call for the first time. We covered few who are joining for the second time as well. So I think we are already running in advance. And other than that, if you forgot to put your name in the meeting minutes, please do so. I think I pasted the link to the document in the chat, so feel free to do so. Moving ahead, which is, I mean, if you're joining this call, I mean, yeah, you should start this repository if you like Meshery, what we are doing and what we do. So you can share this repository. It also counts as a good contribution. You can share this to your friends and ask them to join the community and I mean share in your groups, star it and do all kind of stuff that you can do. And other than that, I mean we if you publish a design for the first time in the Meshery catalog, so you'll also get a tweet by Meshery.io Twitter. Uh, and that's a great opportunity for all of us to, publish our first design, create something with the Meshery, and Meshery.io will be the one who will be, tweeting your stuff and yeah, giving you some publicity. And yep, I think it's covered. And if you have any doubts around these two items that we just discussed, like feel free to tell it in the chat. Or yeah. And next we are going to the first agenda item in the list, which is by me as go release fix. So a few days back, there was a issue created by a user who was trying to deploy Meshery in their cluster, and they were not able to do it because our pipeline was failing and the Meshery CTL, which was not being released, and that's why the whole pipeline, everything was failing, right? So I think that was a quick fix, because some packages and the way of managing those and running it has been deprecated. So yeah, just a very quick fix about you know removing some arguments and replacing it with something else. So the whole process is somewhat still same, but some arguments are deprecated and they are no longer supported by the Go releaser that we use, and it's been done. So now we assume, or we are sure that you won't get any installation problem. If you do, feel free to put your questions in the discuss.layer5.io. And yeah, and the second item is need schema for uploading design applications and filters. So you might know that if you already have worked with Meshery or have set it up in the Kubernetes cluster or in the local environment, you might have already known that Meshery provides the configurations. I mean, you can configure or create your components infrastructure with the three high-level constructs that we have, which are applications, filters, and designs. So designs are known for creating the things from the scratch. Applications are something that you can import from your, I mean, you already have some infrastructure, you already have Kubernetes manifest Helm chart, you can import it and it will be, we call it as an application, we convert it to the design file format. And filters are somewhat an old construct, but we are refining it this week, or in the past weeks we are working on the filters to improve its support in the Meshery UI. So all these things you can upload it via your local file system or via URL. But these, I mean, when you are uploading all the three things, their upload schema or the thing that you have to input while uploading each of these things might differ from each other. Right now the UI is set up in such a way that you can only you have only one component, and you are very limited to what you can upload, or what are the fields that you need to fill in. So for that we need a schema that is highly dynamic in nature, so that all the three different things could take three different input formats. So that is the work. Actually, there is a quick dirty fix, as the PR says, just to cater some users. They can just take out to this branch and upload their filters the way we are we would support in future. But that's definitely a dirty fix. That's why it is not yet merged. We need the schema support behind this upload action. So that was the one update. It will likely to be completed this week only, before Friday. So yeah, that was a small update that I wanted to share. So in case you are trying to upload filters, I mean, filter is the only thing right now which is uh, you know which is affected by the lack of information. So yeah, if you need to upload your filters, you can check out to this PR and provide any number of configurations to it. But definitely that's not the PR that is going to be merged. Uh, by Friday, there will be a stable release of what it's going to be look like. Okay, moving to the next item. Is there any questions on these two? If there is not, we can move to the next item. I hope not. So you can try yourself, check out the PR and upload filters. You can learn more about Wasm filters as well. You can check out the Meshery docs and all. Okay, moving ahead to Abdullah, Meshery CTL filter import. Abdullah, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Avi has created a fix for uploading filters in the Meshery UI, I have added a command to Meshery filter that would allow users to import WASM filters into mesh map using Meshery. This is the PR for that. And similar to how there is the provision for adding configs to Meshery to WASM filters in the Meshery UI, the same configs can be added through Meshery CTL as well, with the help of a config flag. Moving ahead, I will be looking at other Meshery CTL filter commands. There are a few minor bugs in the other filter commands that we have. For example, I think the delete command gives the wrong error message and links to the wrong page in the Meshery docs, as well as a few other things that can be improved in the view and list commands as well. So for today, I'll be looking into these other Meshery CTL filter commands. Yeah, that's it from my side. Does anyone have any questions or feedback?
Yeah, that's great. We are supporting config, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah, we are supporting config.
is there any optional flag to set the name as well? Because name could also, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I will add that. Actually, I had one query. So when I was uploading filters through the UI, the file name was being chosen as the uh, name for the filters in the UI. But in the code, I could not find in the UI code for the UI, I could not find where that was happening.
Couldn't find the way where name was being uploaded or what?
Yes, one sec, I'll just show you if you have time. This won't take much long. Okay. Okay, this is the function for uploading the filters into the UI, right? So as for the body, we are passing this, but when you actually upload the filter, the name that shows up in mesh map is the name of the file that is being uploaded. But how is that happening exactly?
Yeah, because the name is first of all not sent from here. So there is no support at all for the name. So that's why it's not. So the one of the dirty fix that I showed was just fixing this thing. But yeah, the
Yeah,
request parameter, if you check the request parameter by going to the server in the code of the server, you'll see like you can provide the name in the format of JSON. So yeah, that's something that is remaining on this filters upload or import modal. So I think that would be done this week. It would be merged by this week. So yeah,
Okay,
definitely you're true about that. It's not supported right now.
yeah, okay, I will add the flag where you can manually enter a name for the filter.
Yeah, thank you. So was it your PR where I think I put the comment of adding an example to the config string as well?
No, that wasn't my PR. That was a PR by another contributor, and we will not be moving ahead with that PR because the logic for actually uploading the filter is wrong. And since the contributor is very new to Meshery, he's not aware of Meshery cloud provider, and so I decided that it would be better for me to start over than giving him inputs.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, thanks for leading it. And yeah, just another. I mean, the same suggestion goes that if you can add an example as well, config string could be
Example has been added here.
okay. That's already great. Thanks. Let me share my screen once again. Yeah. So thanks, Abdullah, for sharing the updates. Great one. Rushi, adding animations to Meshery IO UI. Are you on this call? Uh, I think she's missing from the call, so we can move to the next item by Tejas. So he has been working on the mesh model relationships. Tejas, would you like to say more about it?
Yeah, I'll do that. Just a second. Yeah, so let's just first of all, let me talk about this pull request that I recently created about defining a new relationship type called as binding, which basically means that if a component is using another component for its basic or enhanced functionality, then we call it that the relationship between both of them is a binding relationship. They bind one another. And yeah, uh, we yeah. So the okay, just a second. It is just like just it is just as simple as what I said about the definition, and and the possible relationships could be like from secrets to config map, and from cron job to config map as well, and then stuff like that. Okay, let's not go in much detail. Apart from that, I talked to Uzair, and we thought of like documenting what are the issues that we are facing, because it is taking a long time to get some work done in relationships, and it may seem that I am too down these days and not working much, but yeah, we need to like discuss and finalize a lot of stuff. But yeah, so we thought like if we document, then we can move forward pretty quick. So yeah, just a second. If uh, this doc is accessible to, yeah. So regarding the mesh model relationships, so let's first discuss about the issues that we like have in defining the new ones. So there is one simple issue that like defining new ones, defining a new relationship, we kind of like we sometimes kind of overlap with the previous ones. So we need to like have the separation, or kind of like the relationship should like initial categorization should be like independent sort of thing like that. And apart from that, right now we don't support two-way relationships. Like I couldn't find that. Like if we want like from A to B and from B to A, we need to hard code that, right? Add both of them in from and to. So and we need to also ensure that in that case we may also like do for the current schema which we have in our relationship, then it may happen that if we do that hard coding of adding this two-way relationship, what happens is sometimes we may end up relating A with A, let's say component A. So like for some cases it is valid, we can have a relationship, but in some cases it is not. So yeah, I kind of like think we need to enhance the current schema which we are having. Oh, also the problem with the existing relationships. So from what I understood about the current relationships what we have, like simple hierarchical, as the name suggests, it is simply like where the components follow a tree like or hierarchical structure. Edge, I think like I'm still a bit confused, but yeah, I think it is pretty much like a simple link relation between two components, and then we have like subtypes in that. And regarding sibling, as we have as the name suggests, simply it is like different resources where they share the same parent or belong to a same higher level of construct. Now, talking about the new one, the binding. As I mentioned, the definition is pretty much simple. So, what are the problems that we have here? So like we first of all we need to classify the resources based on like are they network related resources, are they storage related. Okay, in the mesh map in the playground we are having the classification is done. Visually we are able to do that, but are we utilizing it while defining the relationships? I don't think so. So for that I think we need to utilize the Kubernetes API to get the details of the resource and classify it while getting the relationship thing like that we are trying to do. And instead of hard coding it, we can kind of make it dynamic. Okay, then what will happen if we do that? Then we don't have to like a separate network edge or mount edge. Rather we can have edge.json, and inside that we can handle network related and storage related resources separately. Like that is how I thought we can do. And for like binding also, like for like if you okay, just a second. If you check this binding relationship kind of looks like this. So cluster role from cluster role to config map, where cluster role is the binding agent. So right now what schema we have doesn't support adding a third agent. Like okay, let me elaborate that further. Then also like further classification of hierarchical relationships. Currently I think we have like hierarchical parent child. I think it should be like under hierarchical we have parent child and sibling. I if that is what we are working like what we have, then that's good. Or else we need to like discuss on that as well. Also now talking about the improvements in the schema, what we can do. So if we have three components in a relationship, then we are not able to add them in according to the current schema. So like as I said, in case of binding relationship, we are not able to add a binding agent. Like where can we add it? So the possible solution can be we can just store relationships as this. Again, this doesn't solve the hard coding issue. Also, what we can do is then add a simple field called binding agent, and then in case of binding relationships, we can just put the binding agent there. Also, like yeah, I just checked that we already defined sibling relationship. We have this yeah, subtype is match labels, and from whatever I have read about match labels, it is kind of the mechanism to filter the resources based on their labels. So we need to specify what labels are we matching, but I couldn't find that here. And yeah, like sort of new relationships which we can add. Yeah, one can be shared resource, like components which share a common resource, let's say a storage volume, a database, or provided by let's say parent or external. So yeah, they, as if you might think of it is just a subtype relationship, and it may come under hierarchical, it may come under like any of them I defined or said above. So communication, components communicating each other, reference relationship. I think this can come under binding one, where the component is not utilizing the functionality, but rather it is just referring, it will just refer to specific attributes or properties of the another component. Now ownership, I guess it will come under hierarchical. So yeah, like what else we can look into. Like recently I was like exploring cube villas, team pipe. I read this like quite insightful blog about team pipe, where they have like visualized their resources pretty well. I am not a like a good reader, so I probably like joined their Slack. I discussed with a few people there, and I got a few new terms like terraform, and I need to understand if we can use it, and also a few solutions. Yeah. Thoughts?
Thanks for jotting it down, first of all. I'm very much agreeing on the point that the current relationship schema that we have definitely needs extensions. And the things that you mentioned, I mean, there is no support for that. We have been talking about it for a long time, but yeah, putting this on the paper actually increases the weight of this statement. So thanks for it. And other than that, I had few questions around few of the things that you just talked about. For example, a two-way relationship, you just talked about like two elements, A to B and B to A, where there are two-way relationships. So,
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any example as of now that you think is?
Mm, I guess like secrets and config map, like they can relate to each other.
Secrets and config map. Uh, it's very unfortunate that I know least about these two components, but I
Okay,
mean
okay.
our current
Like
pattern
we
in
can.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
I think we can like I'll find such examples more and add it, and we can have like a call later on this. I think if that helps.
So whenever we are talking about two-way relationship,
Mm-hmm.
forgetting the examples, I mean there
Okay.
might be or there are. So
Mm-hmm.
when you create a two-way relationship between the two components, so you draw
Mm-hmm.
one array from A to B and B to A, right? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So okay, so once a relationship is established, there is just one or two things to do, right? There is just a field, I mean, the forms inside these two, I mean, the configuration of these two items will be changed. That's it, right? I mean, I was just clearing up my mind. I think, yeah, it is true.
I get it. Actually, the issue is not about configuration. The issue is about the schema itself. Like it won't be a problem. Let's say uh, it won't be a problem if we store our relationships like this A, B, and then next we have okay. Let's do this. And yeah, again, this is hard coding it. It is not that we are doing some like actual work. It is just hard coding. And like if this was the case, then there won't be issue of this like component referencing
Okay.
itself. Yeah. But right now what we have is like this kind of thing where we are having if we add
I think the two-way relation. Hello, your voice just cut out. Is it for me only, or I
Yeah,
think
because can't hear.
yeah, yeah. But I got your feelings, Tejas. So yeah, good that we are discussing it. The current schema actually has a way to support the two-way relationship. For example, when you just go back to the schema that you were
okay.
showing.
Mhm.
Okay. For example, let's say like let's just assume that service and pod might have a two-way relationship, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We are assuming it. So we can just say like from service to pod. I mean, we add that entry and then we add the entry in reverse as well. For example, we will add from pod to service as well, right? And
Okay.
then we
Okay.
have a deny field in the down, I mean, in the bottom where we can say like from
Yeah.
service
Okay.
to
Yeah. I get it.
service. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, like for hard coding, we are again hard coding. That's what. Okay. But yeah, it is supporting. Like we have. Uh,
Also, if we are adding a two-way relationship, then also we will have to add it. Like it will still be a hard coding, right? You only said that.
yeah. In longer
Hmm.
run, I think we need to like have something dynamic. I guess we
I
can't
mean,
add like a lot of
depends.
relation. Yeah.
Depends where that dynamicity is coming from. Behind every dynamic thing, there is somewhere static portion that is providing that dynamicity. But yeah, definitely in very much favor of modifying the schema. That is just one thing that we can do with the current schema. But the thing that you just told about binding relationship where between two components there might be another agent which is completely different, like between cluster and cluster role there could be cluster role binding. There are three components involved between one relationship, so we don't have any support for this right now. So yeah, I think you might just suggest some changes in the relationship as well. Like if it is looking like this right now, what changes you think, according to you, would you know be helpful in serving all the use cases? Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Anybody else has any comments on this item? That sounds pretty interesting, right?
issue from my end, I guess.
Sorry, did you? Someone said something, I just missed it. Okay. Okay, thanks for sharing this item, Tejas. And
Yeah.
I have a
yeah,
question.
oh, hi Mario. Yeah,
So,
please.
hi, thank you. I'm not sure if the issue of hard coding the relationship was addressed. Is that something we can or want to avoid, or what was the resolution on that?
Yeah, so for that, I am like exploring this Kubernetes API where we can get the details of the resource through its labels, selectors, and from which we can kind of get to know how can it be related to other components. Kind of looking forward to that, and let's see how it goes. Or maybe if there are any other possible solutions, I am open to that as well. Let's see.
So we can infer relationships based on what Kubernetes API returns to us, right?
Yeah.
Sounds promising.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
And yeah, just you just reminded me about labels and annotations. So the people on the call, like you might like to look on the Kubernetes support for labels and annotations. Like they right now identify the relationships with the help of labels and annotations. That eases the users thing. So yeah, definitely Tejas, we should be using all those constructs that
Okay, thank
Kubernetes
you.
already supports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. I'll share my screen once again.
Yeah.
Where is the- Okay. Thanks, Tejas. Moving to Harsh. Fixing recursive API calls when multiple pages changes immediately in configuration. Harsh, you're on the call. I think we are missing Harsh today, but he
I
has
have a
a outstanding.
context. I have a context
Okay.
on this PR. Actually, we are as we discussed in the last call that when we changing the pages in filters, designs, or like so, there was a recursive API calls, and when we moved to another page, the previous page response didn't come in, so it creates a bug. So that's the like issue we have solved in this PR,
Okay. Okay.
and I've checked it.
That sounds very important issue, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you approved it. Thanks for reviewing it. I'll look around it. These things.
So was this because setting a state cost, or let's say user action cost, some state to be set, which caused the call again? So that kind of recursiveness?
Yeah, looks like it is. I mean, while someone clicked something, the state updates are still going on, and that might have slowed down. Or yeah, to your point, might be. As yeah.
In either case, it's not. I guess it's not a strong solution for it because we are not like adding something important. We could just have a like suggestion that we could use here debounce or something like that.
Okay. What set page do, by the way? Do you have any context of?
It's just normal, like we use a state for setting the page, like from 0 to like 10.
Page is the URL that.
Pagination
Yeah,
or
pagination.
pagination?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Pagination.
So what was happening earlier was if we like
move to the next page like quickly, the previous requests were still pending and it caused a loop there. So I think
Now I
yeah,
got
yeah.
now I get the issue. Actually, I was misinterpreting it with something else. But yeah, it might be the reason. Thanks, Avishkar and Sudhanshu and Mari. So yeah, Avishkar, if you can review this PR as well. If you
Yeah,
have
I'm
any
taking
comments,
that
please.
right now.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. Okay, moving to the next item. Suhel, are you on the call?
Yeah, I am there.
Yeah. Please speak to your item. Meshery CTL subcommand support or dysfunctionalities, right?
Yeah. So the issue was whenever we run Meshery CTL filter list command, so there was an issue that it showed an unmarshalling error that user can't interpret what actually happened. So this was because we weren't checking whether the JWT token expired or not in our auth.json file. So this PR fixes that. So now if the token expires and we run this command, it will make sure that the token is valid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole unwashing error was due to
Yeah.
jot. Okay. Thanks for getting to it, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Suhel. Yes, added white background in metrics in settings.
Yeah, let me
Would you
share.
like to?
Yes, sure. A small update. Let me share.
Mhm.
So as you can see, this issue is open for a while, and when you go to the settings page and to configure your Grafana matrix, so there are two components that are with the there are two three components that are with the transparent background. So in this PR, what I did is just I added the white background in the those components. That's what the small fix from my side.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing. I mean, thanks for updating. Do you think white is great? I mean, could have on some grayish tone, like little grayish, not that. But yeah, we can. This is something that we have to, experiment with and make changes. So
Yeah. So that
yeah.
setting page needs little UI design. So yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Yash. Weber,
Oh, yes.
extension
Hi.
loader fix. Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
So you can finish.
I can't share screen. I'm attending meeting through mobile, so I'll request you to share share the PR.
Okay. Was it your item which is fixing extension loader fix?
Yeah.
You
So it's mine. Yeah.
Okay, Vaibhav, it's your next is yours. I mean, yeah, your turn is
Okay.
next.
Yeah. I think so. I am Vaibhav Bish, by the way. I think.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Please go
Sorry.
ahead.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I fixed this. So basically, there was this infinite loading thing. So it was because of this. This loader is getting updated in the mountain, right? But it's not getting disabled because none of your extensions are enabled. So basically, all of the extensions are disabled. So there is no state. But actually, I have one question regarding this. So my first question is, So this mesh adapter thing, it is like a Redux thing, right? It's what is it called in Redux? It's an action or something it's called, right? So it's getting updated in app.js, if I'm not wrong, which is basically calling this API, right? This app system sync API. So in there, when it calls and does everything, so it just updates, and then it was updating this. But my problem with this is basically you can't use loader with this, right? If you're loading. And also the other thing is whenever this mesh adapter thing gets updated, so you guys are with me, right? What I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing is, yeah. So one question is, how do you like use loader with this? Because you just can't put loader in use effect, and the problem is when you open the extension page, so for like brief 3 or 5 seconds nothing happens, and then suddenly your extensions get enabled, like some of the extensions whatever you have enabled. So the first thing it's like taking too much time to update this uh, uh, Redux thing, okay, this Redux action thing, like I think it's called selector, by the way, I'm not very sure. The other thing is like yeah, so the other thing that I want to ask is like whenever you deploy or undeploy, so I don't know if there is any API through which you can like know if the uh, or if there is any if there is like a WebSocket thingy or whatever which can tell you the status if the adapter is deployed or not deployed. Because right now, if you have deployed something, so the extension will get enabled, right? I mean, it is getting enabled, but it would be nice if you would know, like, yes, it is deployed. So I'm thinking one thing that in the adapter card itself, you can show this chip like thing, where if it is like where you make this deploy request, and then it will say like deploying or undeploying. And once it's deployed, like once you get that, you make that request of or whatever, like some socket kind of thing. So where it does its thing and be like, okay, this adapter is deployed. So the chip will update and will be like, okay, it's deployed kind of thing. So yeah, for now I'm using this, but if you will see the comments, in the comments, Pranav, I think his name is Pranav. Yeah, Pranav has mentioned that we are already using this make adapter thingy, right? Which is coming from Redux store. But the problem is this is slow and you can't use properly loader with it. Because my idea of using loader is the loader should be enabled when you are making an API call, right? Usually it's like that. Or yeah, but with this using a loader itself is like very it's very like you have to like it's kind of very janky solution. At least I find it very janky, but yeah. So yeah, like if we can make this work properly, so I mean we should use this, but it is taking time. So not sure. And also there's a loader issue with this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it looks like there are a few issues. So this mesh adapters is how I mean I don't think there is any GraphQL endpoint that that fetches the endpoint status, the time that app operator or the adapter is deployed, right? So there are not. So how this adapter state is set? Like here, it is just getting the state of the adapter.
Yeah. So it is getting set in apps.js. I mean, there are multiple places where it's getting set,
It
but
is
one of the places, yeah.
it is done only once on the page load.
Yeah, actually it is done. I'm not very sure actually because it takes so much time that you have to like sit and like watch it like updating, So it does take a lot of time, and then you have to keep check on the network tab if it's making a request or not. Like, I mean, ideally how it should work, or ideally how I have used Redux up till this point is like you just update it, and then wherever you use it, like boom, you don't need to like deal with slowness or anything because it's the value is already stored, right? That's the whole point of. But with this, it's like It's like
Slow.
it's already updated, but then when I use this, it's again making a request, and then it's taking a time. Plus, you don't have any loader, so it's like
Okay.
yeah.
There might be few hidden problems here,
Mhm.
which is missed. I mean, the Redux. I too felt that the Redux variables doesn't load the time the page loads. It takes few seconds more. And other than that, I think I can relate with the thing that you are saying, that it is taking too long time for the state uh, to come to the to come to the loader and show it to the user. So yeah, I think I'll review this PR. I'll review this PR.
So one thing I would like to, I don't think I've added in the docs, but one way to deal with this loading or this error or the success thing is we can use something called React query. If you, I mean, I'm just saying because it makes those loading things and caching things very easy. If you are using like REST API kind of thing, so it makes that very easy. But yeah, that's just a suggestion. Yeah.
React query. Okay, I think yeah, query is just another alternative of Redux itself, right?
No. Oh no, Redux is like, so Redux is basically is a it's a state management thing, right? Redux is for state management, and React query is mainly for caching. It gives you multiple functionality, but at the end you are using Axios with React query. But ultimately, it's a caching. It's a caching library. Basically, it caches your request and all. So you don't make the same request again and again. So yeah, it's that.
Okay. Yeah, we do it. I mean, handling asynchronous operations. That's the support that Redux query is providing, right? Especially in the case of APIs. There is a Redux thunk as well that does the same thing. But definitely, I think Redux React query. Uh, yeah, we can just. I mean, create a POC for it. I think that would work, right?
Yeah.
So that
I'll do it.
yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah,
another
before
thing is another thing is I think we in future we are going to use React toolkit, right?
Redux toolkit.
Yeah, sorry, Redux toolkit. Yeah, my apologies.
They're more or less same. Redux toolkit is just built on top of Redux. So yeah, we can. I mean, the current state of the store is like very large, and it's very hard to for a human eye to actually digest all the information that is written in the store with all the reducers and actions. So that's why the slices that comes in hand with the Redux toolkit are helpful, and that's yeah, we definitely plan to move there.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay. Yeah. I'll look for your POC then.
yeah,
I
sure.
see the PR.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you can tag me on your PR, like that would be helpful as well.
I'll do that. So the POC PR or like this one, this PR, the adapter.
Any of them or both of them, I think.
Okay. So POC one I'll create later.
Definitely anytime. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Vaibhav Maurya, now it's your turn. So you just said like you are busy somewhere else. So I'll share your screen. Are you able to talk right now?
Hello.
Yeah.
So please click on the preview website. So I basically added the latest version of the mesh map GIF. So this is.
Okay.
I request to everyone review this.
Okay. It's unrelated to the GIF being there, but is the video like the video ribbon there on the GIF? Is it the part of it or is it a CSS styling?
That video tag is a CSS tag.
Okay. Nothing related to this. I just wanted to know if like we have something like this, just to keep in mind.
Okay. Maurya, Gaurav, sorry, Vaibhav, did you created? Uh, I mean, this whole the design that you were showing in the first snapshot, the time it starts the video, it's your
Yes.
design, right?
No, no. I cloned from anyway. Aditya.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
newbie. I don't know about the this structure.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Okay, yeah, we will review. Thanks for putting it in the agenda list. And Usman,
He's not there, so we can skip.
okay. So we have just 3 minutes left on the call. So Uzair is also not there. I think he's missing from the call as well. Right? Harkirat, you there?
Yeah, are we?
Yeah, hello Harkirat. So
Um,
would you like to talk about this custom native select widget?
yeah, you can just share your screen as well. So, this was the thing, right? We were having some issues in the mesh map where we use this entire tooltip thing. So, at the second level, when we used to have the select thing, so there was some kind of a thing that was like of a concern that the entire portals were going here and there because of
Okay.
the inbuilt select thing. So now we just move away from that and using the native select, and we have written the comment. If you're gonna read it, like not now,
This
just
one?
if someone is concerning to know what the issue was, they can head over to the PR and read the comment themselves. So yeah,
Yeah.
this PR was all about that. And
Okay. Last question. But when you clicked on the second level tooltip and selected one of the item from the three,
yeah,
the second tooltip didn't closed.
nothing close. It was
Okay. Okay, that was the actual issue that
Hmm.
you're trying to fix, and yeah, definitely it worked. So, yep. You were saying something. Sorry to cut you out.
I think the next item is regarding the issue that I pointed out to the RJSF repo, the library that the form library that we use. So, uh, so when we were working with the Possum filter, so we I discovered that there was some kind of a ill behavior with which they were treating their uh, like any of and one of selectors. So I just pointed out the bug. So let's see if someone get assigned to that or not. I may look this weekend about fixing it.
Oh, between any of and one of, what do you think is the difference?
So since it's treated like a selector, so based on which you can make selection like option one, option two. So it have a sub schema beneath it. So what
Okay.
right now behavior is like the sub schema doesn't get merged with the actual object, but instead it create a new object within that. So it's kind of a bit cache that I that like the way all of work, the same way the any of and one of should work, like merging their schema with the schema they are defined in. So yeah,
Okay.
so it would be fixing some of the behavior that we may be seeing out behavior in the form itself, where you select like in the envoy filter, I think Pranam pointed out. So there was a screenshot and I looked down the schema and the resulting schema and I found that there is like a issue in the library itself. So
Okay.
that's nothing.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thanks, Harkirat. And with this, like we are over time, so we'll call it a halt, and we can, just discuss the rest of the topics in the future. in the next development calls. Thanks everyone for joining, and there is, I think you can subscribe to community calendar here at meet.layer5.io and get the latest updates about all the events that we have. And looks like there is a newcomers call tomorrow, so people who are joining the call for the first time, this might be a good option for you to join, and some CNCF tag network meeting tomorrow as well. So yeah, we are looking for your presence there. Thanks for joining, and have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.